Today we're going to look at Arizona versus Wisconsin. We're going to focus on Arizona in particular. I guess we're going to look at the differences between the two, but we're going to focus on what Arizona did unbelievably well in this game and why they're one of the few remaining undefeated teams, at least at the time of my recording this. Let's go. I'm going to talk about the overarching differences in philosophy here in a second, but the first thing I want to touch on is when Arizona is on offense, they have so many options so that they can score the ball. Here, we can see that they essentially take advantage of the hedge. They're looking for the post mismatch on the inside, and they have physical bigs that are also good passers that can take advantage. If anything is delayed, they can seal, they can be aggressive with their hands up, and they finish very, very well near the rim. And then action doesn't even have to specifically trigger this. You can just get good position and simply use the body and athletic ability to create space and easy finishes. Having a constant threat on the inside gives you so many options. We can see this is almost the exact same scenario. They're targeting this hedge right here. Gives you so many options down in the post, and they just simply are patient with this ball and wait for the post player to become open. And this is a good job by 5, frankly. But and they miscommunicated here too. The defender thought that 22 was going to come back. 22 was like, oh, you got it? And no, he does not have that. And then stemming off that same logic, you have to be able to have bigs that can handle the ball as well, or be able to pass it at least, because if you're skilled down there, you're going to see a lot of traffic in college, especially. You're going to see double teams. And so if you can't pass out of it, you're going to have turnovers. But both post players for Arizona make relatively well passes. This isn't just an easy look that it leads to, but it shows that he has awareness and passing ability. This one highlights more of what I'm talking about. So the ball gets inside. What you see, immediate double comes. This dude cuts immediately, which is the right thing because he's not that great of a three-point shooter. And 11 is calm, patient, knows the double is here. Who's open? 0-25 saves here. He has to cut down to take the cutter. And a really difficult and high level IQ pass right there to an open 3. And then we get to the first major difference in philosophy between Arizona and Wisconsin. And Arizona was able to essentially sag off of players, and so they forced a huge amount of these mid-range contested shots. And so as we're looking at them, we're seeing what is the defender doing when the ball screen happens, okay? And then 2, what is the off-ball defender doing? Okay, so here, defender's way drop back. The other defender goes over. He says, I don't want you to shoot a 3. You can go inside, that's fine. Okay, so there are lots of shots where they just come step in. Defenders don't even have a hand up. Don't even worry about it. You can shoot that shot. We are okay with it. All of these clips are literally only from the first half. It astounded me how many of these they settled for. It was just over and over again, the exact same thing, shooting these unbelievably difficult mid-range shots. And even though they make several of them, they also miss them. And the issue is, when you miss these shots, you're giving a team that is already super good in transition, we got to touch on that, the opportunity to just essentially run and fast break. So right here, number 14, this is the biggest difference in philosophy. Drive happens. Literally, no one is guarding 14. They do not care if he shoots. There is no threat because they know he's a bad three-point shooter, and so they just leave him out there, which means you're not going to get any layups at the rim because you got number 11, Ballo, a massive post player just guarding in there, and he doesn't have to respect anyone on the perimeter, the person he's guarding on the perimeter. So what does it lead to? Another mid-range shot. Okay, and the last example here for this, just again, another example of mid-range shot. And they're going to make some of these, of course you are, but the issue is you're going to miss a lot of them as well. And then we switch to Arizona's side of the ball. Did they settle for mid-range shots? No, or at least not as many of them. And the reason they didn't is because they have lights-out shooters on the perimeter that force you to close out to them and respect them on the outside. Again, I want to emphasize, this is literally only from the first half. These are the looks Arizona got in the first half, and this is crucial, is you need to be able to generate these kind of looks against pack line defense where you're forced to help, because it means that you get open opportunities either from the inside, like we talked about earlier, or from the outside. And the defense can't take away one knowing that the other is non-threat. So like on defense here, if you go underneath the screen against good shooters, like they're going to punish you. So real quick, running through the percentage of, let's go Wisconsin, the top 5 three-point shooters. They're shooting 33%, 28%, 29%, 52, and 21%. There were a lot of 20% in there, and the 33% is their second best. The issue with that is you don't have to respect all of those players because they're not real threats on the outside. So even when Arizona ends up missing a shot like this, you still have to worry about it and contest it late, and that leads to more opportunities for other players. And then to Arizona's side of the ball, their top 5 shooters are 30%, 53%, 29%, 60, and 62%. So yeah, you have one 29% in there and one 30% in there, but you have 3 players that are shooting above 50%, which puts so much strain on Wisconsin's defense. So in conclusion, Arizona absolutely smoked a good Wisconsin team that just beat Marquette. And so the reason they beat them was because of the difference in philosophy. They forced bad shots for Wisconsin, contested mid-range, and they shot good shots, whether they be inside or on the perimeter. And I frankly didn't even touch on probably the biggest opportunity for Arizona, which is their transition offense. So very, very excited for Arizona. When I release this, which will be December 16th, they actually play Purdue that same day, and I guarantee I will be watching. My early prediction is Arizona wins pretty decisively because they got a good post player against Edey, and they have multiple weapons on the outside versus Purdue kind of only has Smith and Edey, at least for their go-tos. I'm excited for that game. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to like and subscribe, and have a great rest of your day.